Welcome to the weekend. We'll have a rerun today, and I'll add a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, settle in, and let's see what we have. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for October 19th. October 19th is the 292nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 293rd in leap years, with 73 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is ignorant. Ignorant is an adjective that means lacking necessary knowledge or education, as in an ignorant society, lacking in knowledge or comprehension of, as in ignorant of mathematics, resulting from or showing lack of knowledge or intelligence, as in ignorant errors, unaware, uninformed. The word ignorant really just refers to a lack of knowledge in some sense, whether it's lacking a specific body of learning, as in one who is ignorant of the intricacies of cellular metabolism. Be careful, though. Calling someone ignorant may suggest that you consider them to be primitive, crude, or uncivilized. The word ignorant comes to us from Latin. First known use is around the 13 to 1400s. Ignorant. And with that, we're going to start by talking about ancient Germanic peoples just a little bit. They were a category of Indo-European ethnic groups, not to be confused with today's Germans from today's Germany. Germanic peoples were such people as the Roman-era Goths, for instance, or the Norse-speaking Vikings, for instance, and many other early Indo-Europeans. Hard to pin down exactly, but best I can tell, it seems like what we refer to as Germanic peoples were a wide variety of more tribal collections of people from the Eurasian continent, except for China. China has just about always had a very distinct culture of its own. That said, there was a group known as the Vandals, who first inhabited what is now southern Poland, and today's item is that on October 19th in the year 439, the Vandals, led by King Gaiseric, took Carthage in North Africa. This was no small feat nor any small event, since Carthage was part of the Roman Empire. Gaiseric, by the way, was a pretty fierce guy. We have mentioned him before in previous episodes, and I could easily take up the rest of our time here telling more about him, but we do need to move on, so I'll watch for future dates where I can spill some tea about King Gaiseric. Definitely not someone you'd want to cross. On October 19, 1469, Ferdinand II of Aragon married Isabella I of Castile. This marriage would pave the way to unification of Aragon and Castile into a single country that we know today as Spain. Tuberculosis is an infectious disease typically caused by a particular bacterium. Tuberculosis usually affects the lungs, although it can affect other parts of the body. And we've mentioned before historic figures who were sick or died too young from tuberculosis, and many more suffered from tuberculosis, whether that was what killed them or not. Long list of people, historic figures, and ordinary people who had tuberculosis. Tuberculosis still exists. If you've ever worked in certain professions, you may have undergone a TB screening. They check to see if you show any evidence of latent TB. But back in the day, there wasn't much to do for it except just try to deal with the symptoms if it became active. So it was a pretty big deal when streptomycin, the first antibiotic remedy for tuberculosis, was isolated by researchers at Rutgers University on October 19, 1943. Today's song is Nothing from Nothing by Billy Preston. It hit the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 on October 19, 1974. Written by Billy Preston and Bruce Fisher, this was his second number 1 hit. And, interesting point, he performed this song on Saturday Night Live in the first musical performance ever on that show. It's been covered by plenty of other artists and featured in TV shows and in commercials. Released as a single, you can also find Nothing from Nothing on his 1974 album, The Kids and Me. Nothing from Nothing by Billy Preston, number 1, October 19th, 1974. Link in the description. For today's quote, let's take a piece of inspiration from Steve Jobs, who said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." Steve Jobs. Alrighty, y'all, take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And a hearty and grateful shout out to these lovely folks who've bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to add your name to that list, there is a link in the description where you too can buy me a coffee. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. No Really. No Really. Consider following my Day in History page on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I also have a Patreon account now, or you can buy me a coffee. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.